Hi everybody, welcome to the Health How-To channel where we talk about some great life hacks and easy tips to achieve better health. Today we're talking about 22 tips that can help us lose weight, the lazy way. One of the main ways that we gain weight is being unaware of what we put in our mouths. So anything we can do to be more mindful of what we're eating, the better. Also, the more we can automate our meals, the less time we need to spend thinking about boring food prep. Disclaimer, this video is meant to give some suggestions as a way of maintaining a healthy weight. This video is not meant in any way as an encouragement to starve yourself, deprive yourself of a healthy lifestyle, or meant to body shame in any way. Everybody has different bodies and different nutritional needs. This is not intended as medical advice and in no way does it negate the advice of your doctor or other medical health professional. But before we get to these 22 tips that are aimed towards putting minimal effort into weight loss, please like, subscribe, and share your best weight loss hacks that you have found to be super helpful in the comments section below. If you have someone in your life who's desperately trying to lose weight, please share this video with them too. So let's get to our 22 lazy weight loss tips. Tip number 1, automate your grocery list. Make a grocery list and order online. Some grocery stores have the option to automatically reorder too. This way, you avoid even going into the grocery store and being tempted by the chip and ice cream aisles. Tip number 2, don't keep trigger food in the house. Keeping your favorite package of chocolate chip cookies in the cupboard is just asking for trouble. It's always a good time for cookies, so make it easier for your willpower by just removing that temptation. Tip number 3, eat off smaller plates. It's no secret that our serving sizes are getting bigger and bigger. Dinner plates from the 1940s now look like cup saucers compared to the gigantic serving platters we use as individual plates today. One way we can counteract that tendency is to choose smaller plates and bowls that trick our brain into thinking we are eating a lot more food. Tip number 4, it's okay to leave something on the plate. In Western society, we tend to eat everything on the plate, regardless of how hungry or full we are. Probably thanks to being conditioned as a child to finish our meals instead of wasting food. Try to leave 2 or 3 bites on the plate at every meal, and it could add up to a couple hundred calories at the end of the day. Tip number 5, use a measuring cup as a bowl or drinking cup. While a measuring cup may not be as classy to eat from, it's a lazy way of seeing how much you're eating or drinking. Tip number 6, batch cooking. It takes a lot more time and effort to make 5 dinners every day than it does to make a larger amount to cover 5 meals. Rather than going through the trouble of packaging every meal individually, just keep it in an extra large container and take a portion out every day. For example, cook an entire bag of pasta and put it in a separate container from the sauce. Make a huge salad and keep it in the salad spinner to keep the veggies dry. Cook a large tray of chicken drumsticks. It doesn't take any extra time and it will be faster to reheat a meal than it would be to order takeout. Tip number 7, lower the temperature. Your dad was right to keep the thermostat low. Some studies have shown that by lowering the room temperature to 63 degrees Fahrenheit or 17 degrees Celsius, could help you lose body fat. When you feel cold, the body burns more calories to increase heat production. You don't need to be so cold that you're shivering for this to be effective. Even just decreasing the temperature by a couple of degrees could kickstart this process and save you a little money on your energy bill too. Tip number 8, drink lemon water. While it's not exactly clear how much lemon water helps to actually lose weight, it can help with other things like vitamin C, helping digestion, stabilizing blood sugar, and making water taste better so that you end up drinking more. Tip number 9, drink green tea. Green tea can help you lose weight because it contains a substance called EGCG and caffeine, which can increase your metabolism. EGCG can even help you burn more calories when you're at rest. Burning calories while resting? That's the ultimate lazy way to lose weight as far as I'm concerned. Tip number 10, don't watch food videos or commercials. We've come a long way in how we watch TV thanks to streaming. Before, if we were watching a show at the end of the day, it seemed as if every commercial break had a junk food ad. And before you knew it, you were headed into the kitchen for some betcha can't just have one chips. Now we can watch an entire show uninterrupted thanks to services like Netflix and avoid all those junk food visuals. But what about food videos or cooking shows or even Instagram pics with food? Maybe just try watching those when you're not able to get food easily, like at school or work or after you've eaten and are no longer hungry. Tip number 11, don't wear baggy sweats or pajamas all day. If you wear your elastic turkey pants for every meal, chances are you won't realize your belly is uncomfortably expanding because you're overeating. According to Brian Wansink in his book, Mindless Eating, prison inmates were observed to gain 20 to 25 pounds during their incarceration over a period of 6 months. Prisoners blamed their loose orange uniforms that covered up their growing waistlines. Without the feel of having to button up your pants and wearing form-fitting tops, it can be really hard to keep track of your weight gain. This is particularly important for those of us who are doing online schooling or working from home. Try to at least wear jeans rather than elastic sweatpants. Tip number 12, wear a belt. Instead of getting on the scale, you could also try wearing a belt to keep track of how much your waist is expanding by the end of the day. Keep in mind that bloating from gas or water retention can also affect how tight your belt feels. Tip number 13, go to sleep. Here's one of my favorite tips. Try to sleep for 7 to 8 hours a night to lose weight. Getting enough shut-eye can help with stress levels and keep the stress hormone cortisol from spiking. Studies have shown that not getting enough sleep can lead to increased food cravings and trigger weight gain. Check out some of my other videos for tips on how to get more sleep. Tip number 14, eat slowly. Anything that slows down the rate you put food into your mouth will help keep you mindful of how much you are eating. Studies show that the slowest eaters are the least prone to weight gain, while the fastest eaters are the most prone to gaining weight. On average, it takes about 20 minutes for the brain to sense that your body is full. So try to slow down and enjoy your meal for at least 20 minutes. Use a timer at the beginning to set your eating pace. Tip number 14, put your utensils down between bites. Just the act of putting your fork down instead of letting it hover around your mouth can help you slow down how quickly you eat. If you really want to slow down the pace, try alternating which hand picks up the utensil between each bite. Tip number 15, try eating with chopsticks. Depending on how proficient you are with chopsticks, these eating utensils can really slow down how quickly you move food from your bowl or plate to your mouth. It also discourages scraping your plate to finish every last bite possible, but it can be done. Tip number 16, have less food choices. You know how on special holidays like Thanksgiving, you have the main turkey dish, but also several dishes, appetizers, and a couple desserts? Or worse, at buffets, where you feel you have no choice but to try each dish? Even having different colors of the same M&Ms can encourage you to eat more. So another lazy way to lose weight is to make or buy less variety of food. If you get those junk food cravings, try to pick one ice cream flavor, one type of chips rather than a mix, or one type of cracker rather than the 10-pack variety. And don't even get me started on Christmas cookie exchanges. Tip number 17, eat the same meals every day. Similar to what we talked about before, by choosing to eat the same breakfast every day or the same lunch, you cut down on your food variety. Also, it cuts down on decision fatigue. Decision fatigue refers to the idea that the more decisions you have to make in a day, the more depleted your mental energy is by the end of the day, which can also lead to overeating. This doesn't mean that you're doomed to eating oatmeal for breakfast every day for eternity. Maybe just for the week. This ties into the batch cooking tip, where you just cook once for the entire week. Tip number 18, binge watch shows in bed. Here's another one of my favorite lazy ways to lose weight. A lot of the time, you may find that you binge eat in front of the TV late at night. Then you fall asleep from a food coma and swear you'll never do it again until you find yourself doing the exact same thing the next evening. So tonight, when it's time to watch your favorite shows, go to bed and watch from there. It's unlikely that you'll want to eat in bed, and if you fall asleep, well, you're already in the right spot. Tip number 19, put food out of sight. Sometimes you live in a household where you aren't fully in control over the food that comes in. In that case, try to at least put tempting food way up high in the cupboard, or portion it out and keep the rest in the freezer. Trigger foods like cookies, chocolate, cake, bread, cheese, and pizza can freeze well. Even keeping candy in a covered ceramic jar rather than an open glass bowl can help prevent temptation. Tip number 20, don't buy junk food in bulk. It's okay to have some treats in moderation, but it's really hard to stop yourself from overeating foods that are specifically formulated to make you eat more. Highly processed snacks are created and tested in labs that tweak the taste to have maximal appeal. Don't be fooled by an image of a kindly old grandmother on the package. The exact amount of sugar, fat, and salt is scientifically determined to hit our bliss point, which triggers the brain to overflow with happy neurotransmitters called dopamine and makes you crave more and more. This is why portion control can be particularly difficult when you know that you have a Costco-sized bag full. It's better to buy several smaller bags so that you have a natural stopping point cue to let you know that you've eaten too much. Or, if the deal is just too good to pass up, at least make sure that you never eat straight out of the bag. Take a handful and spread it in a single layer on a small saucer plate. Each plateful is a reminder of how many portions you're eating. Tip number 21, take the other road. If your normal commute involves going past your favorite fast food restaurant twice a day, go another way. Each time you pass a restaurant and stop in, it reinforces a pattern, like going to the movie theater and eating popcorn. So break the association cycle and find a different way. Your hips will thank you. Tip number 22, eat your real food first. Remember when your parents told you that you couldn't have dessert before supper? Well, that's really good advice. You don't want to fill up on non-nutritious choices and not be able to eat foods that your body actually needs to be satiated and healthy. You may even feel satisfied after your meal and choose not to eat more afterwards. If you have some great health tips that helped you lose weight the lazy way, I'd really appreciate it if you could share them down below in the comment section so that we can all benefit in our personal journey to better health. Please subscribe and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any health how-to videos where we talk about easy ways to improve your health. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.